Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Muriel. This is Nurse Muriel. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I don't want to lie to y'all. I think I'm at 781, y'all. So we are 219 away from 1,000 subscribers. I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Hey to my oldies but goodies. Just to remind y'all, when I do get to 1,000 subscribers, which I'm hoping it will be sometime this summer, I'm going to do, it's not going to be my first live because I actually did a live like 3 years ago when I started this channel. I am a registered nurse and I prefer long-term care. So if you are interested in hearing about long-term care, then stay tuned and go back and watch some of my old videos, because I get some questions in the comments and they're asking about things that I have covered in prior videos, and I'm not very technical, y'all. I'll go and try to find a link and the link that and all that stuff. Like, I'm not a technical person at all. I need to do better with technology, but it is what it is. It's a rainy day here where I am. I brought my daughter to get her crown. I think this is our last appointment for a crown. She's getting a porcelain crown, the white crown, whatever that is. She's getting that put on her tooth. Anywho, this video is about discharges and long-term care. I did a video talking about how to do an admission, and now this video is going to be about how to do a discharge in long-term care. Y'all, I had a subscriber ask me to do a video about admissions and discharges in long-term care. I did one about admissions, but this discharges is a little different, only because really is much easier, much easier, but it can vary from facility to facility. Okay, normally when a resident is going to be discharged, the social service worker will bring a packet over to the nurse's station, sometimes the same day, sometimes the day before. And in that packet, it has everything that the family needs to know, as far as like if home health services has been set up for them to receive home health once they get home, appointments that may be upcoming, all of that is in the packet already. And it's the nurse's responsibility to go over the paperwork with the resident and the family member that's leaving. If there's a family member picking them up, then I normally wait till the family member gets there, because sometimes it's easier to explain things to the family member, because the resident not all the time can grasp everything that you're trying to tell them. If there isn't a family member picking them up, say it's a transport team or something like that, then I do the discharge instructions with the resident. Mainly the nurse's responsibility is to write down all the medications and how often they're taken, like the frequency and the dosage. Write down their discharge medications and explain each of those medications to the resident, which half the time, child, they don't understand. That's why I like to go over it with the family member. If we're still writing down, now everything's so electronic now, so you can probably print everything out. Well, no, actually you need to write it down, because they have to get a signature stating that the nurse went over the medications. And then as far as like home health, all we do is like read the little paper that social services has saying home health to follow up with post-care, stuff like that. Like, we don't really get into the details and the intricacies of their home health. We just say that home health will follow up with a resident, or arrangements made for home health or things like that, but we don't really get into it. We do tell them about their follow-up appointments, but our main job is to go over their medications, their discharge medications. Now, two things that vary from facility to facility. One, it really are just dealing with the medications. One is, do we send the medication that we have with the patient, or do we not send the medication that we have with the patient? My thought is I feel like the insurance has already paid for this medication. This medication belongs to the patient. I prefer to send medication home with the patient, because sometimes they have 4 and 5 cards of medication because somebody ordered so many of them, and that medication can last them at home for months, and they won't need to fill any prescriptions or worry about getting medicine from the pharmacy. But some facilities do not allow you to send medication home with the patient, which I don't like that. And also with medication, they're narcotics. So like I said, once the medication is in the facility, it's already paid for. It's theirs. We have narcotics that are still left for the patient. Do we send these narcotics home with the patient, or do we not send narcotics home with the patient? That's like a facility per facility protocol. If we are sending narcotics home with the patient, the actual drug count sheet that we count the narcotics on, we have to look at the narcotic card and see how many pills are in the card. Compare that to the sheet. Let the resident see that these are the same number. We have to get the resident to sign that sheet, the count sheet, stating that resident sent home with X number of pills. We sign it and we get the resident to sign it. And then we keep the copy stating that they were sent home with that number of narcotics. A lot of places do not send narcotics home because they feel like the resident may overdose and they don't want that responsibility. Some places do send the narcotics with the patient. It's all based on facility protocol. So just find that out with your facility. And really, y'all, that's all that we do as the nurse in long-term care for discharge. We don't do much at all, which I like that. In the hospital, it's kind of the same, but it's a little different. Kind of the same, but it's a little different. We still go over all the discharge instructions. We make sure we pull any lines that the patient may have. Y'all don't know how many times a patient has gone home with an IV in their arm from the hospital. It happens. But in long-term care, 9 times out of 10, they're not having no IVs in their arm and stuff like that. So we just go over the paperwork that the social services has already gotten prepared for us to go over. The only thing that we really have to do is write down the medications, and sometimes write down the number of the medications. Like if we're sending them home with 10 hydralazines, we have to write hydralazine, the milligrams, how it should be taken, the frequency, and how many we're sending home with them. We write all that out if we're sending the meds home. If we're not sending the meds home, we just write out the name of the medication, and the frequency that is supposed to be taken. That's it, not the number that's in the packet, because we're not sending them home with them. And then do a discharge note. So when the patient is leaving, put your note in first. Patient discharged from facility. All discharge instructions is explained by this writer. I always put this writer. All discharge instructions explained by this writer. Patient states understanding. Patient discharged with all personal belongings. And then I put like the status of them at that time. Patient discharge via stretcher, or patient discharge via wheelchair, or patient discharge with family alongside. Stuff like that. Just put a little quick discharge note on how they're leaving the facility. And yeah, y'all, that's really all with a discharge. There's really not much at all. Discharges are so much easier than admissions, because every other social services and all of them, they do all the paperwork and get all that together. All we do is go over it, get the signatures, and that's about it. So yeah, guys, this is a short video on discharge in long-term care facility. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. My name is Muriel, and I will be back with another one. Bye.